kick things off with the big vice presidential debate, the only time these candidates will face off. Well, in the United States. The European tour is kicking off next week. But for those of us who found it very exciting, there actually was one particular moment that everyone is talking about today.
In what was the night's most contentious exchange, Vance refused to acknowledge that Donald Trump lost the 2020 election.
I would just ask that, did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future.
I'm focused on the future? I didn't know you could answer questions with that. You know, next time my wife asks me why I forgot to pick up the kids, I'll say, hey. I'm focused on the future. Where are the kids now? Or how about the next time I get pulled over? Do you know how fast you're going? I know how fast I am going. 0 miles per hour. That's got to count for something, officer. But I appreciate JD Vance. He's not focused on Trump trying to steal the last election. He's focused on Trump trying to steal the next election. And honestly, that is progress. But of course, it's not just the debate that matters. Because, yeah, some people form their opinion by watching it as it happens, but a lot more people form their opinion by watching other people's opinions. You know how you go to a fancy restaurant that took months to get reservations, it's so expensive, and at the end you're thinking, that wasn't very good. But then the people at your table are like, that was the best meal I ever had. And then you're like, you know, it was pretty good. You know, maybe putting cannellini beans in ice cream wasn't disgusting. And that's why both parties put so much effort into spinning the debate results, because it's effective. So let's get to the real debate, the one between the pundits, starting with the conservatives. They thought JD Vance did a great job, so they were very happy to spike the ball.
It was quite obvious that JD Vance won the debate tonight. I'm incredibly proud of JD.
Had a fantastic performance.
The future of the Republican Party is JD Vance.
Kind of wiped the floor with Tim Walz.
I don't think he could have done better under the circumstances.
10 out of 10 for JD Vance.
It was a masterclass.
He looked humble. He looked earnest, sharp, 20 years younger than Walz. He looked beautiful tonight.
Yeah. As a longtime political expert, my analysis on JD Vance, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, it's true. but yeah, it seemed like JD Vance made his party proud last night, and I'm sure nobody was more proud than the big guy himself, Donald Trump.
Kristen, interesting little side note. At 10:02 p.m. Eastern time, Donald Trump, this is in the middle of the debate, tweeted about the death of baseball great Pete Rose.
The great Pete Rose just died. He was one of the most magnificent baseball players ever to play the game. He paid the price. Major League Baseball should have allowed him into the Hall of Fame many years ago. Do it now before his funeral.
Do it before the funeral? You don't have to bring the body to the Hall of Fame to swear him in. Look, I want to rag on Trump, but this is why he's so relatable. Even when it's his vice president, he can't watch the VP debate without looking at his phone like, let me see what's on ESPN, you know? Now, that tweet may seem unrelated to the debate, but Pete Rose was a beloved figure who played for Cincinnati, which is in Ohio, which is next to several swing states. So the calculus here is actually, I'm just kidding, he was bored as shit. All right, so, and seeing this tweet, it must have been rough for JD Vance. Think about it. It's like hitting a home run at your Little League game and looking to the stands to see your dad's proud, smiling face and realizing he's at home tweeting about the death of Pete Rose. So that was the conservative reaction. On the liberal side, they kind of knew Tim Walz didn't crush it, so they were focused on subtly undermining JD Vance's performance. See if you can pick it up.
One of these candidates is much slicker than the other. JD Vance was very slick.
He is much more polished. He's slick.
I've never seen someone so slick and smooth and not directly answering questions.
He talks a good game. You know, he was slick with it.
He was good. I mean, he was too slick, maybe. The slick debater.
He looked shifty. He looked slick.
Yes, he was slick.
Slick, slick, slick.
Thank God we have all these sharp political pundits to give us a broad array of opinions. They called him slick so much that I couldn't tell if Tim Walz was debating JD Vance or Moo Dang. Now that's a wet hippo.